This is Grimm Grinner, broadcasting on all channels. Welcome to the Wastes. I really can't believe it. We've been on the run so long now and barely encountered anyone but ferals, raiders, and creeps that I was starting to doubt if anyone else was really out there. But I have heard your voices coming through, and to hear some of you out there wanting to find help and get information from CJ and I is astounding. It's been hard finding a safe transmission spot, but I'm pretty confident that we're out far enough that the corporations can't tap into our frequency and track us or anyone who may be within range of the broadcast. So, welcome to the Wastes, everyone. I heard a couple warbled comments here and there about how me saying that in that initial transmission made me sound almost like a radio announcer or something, which, if I'm being honest, was a dream of mine as a kid, back when radios and the like were used for entertainment. And hey, if I can come across some music out here, I'll transmit those tunes to your ears as best I can. Might take a bit of work, because our equipment here is pretty slapdash, but we'll give it a shot. I honestly feel honored to have the ability to transmit to you all out there, and will do the best I can to relay any info I can to be able to help. Stuff like settlements, which admittedly I don't have much solid intel yet, but we did pass by the Animated Broom outpost a while back. Small little place run by a lovely gent by the name of Praxis. He's heard word here and there about a few settlements that have managed to get set up and avoid any influence by corporations. Not sure how they've done it, but it'd be worth something to check out. As for other safe havens out here in the Waste, there really hasn't been much to come across in the past while. Of course, there's the Animated Broom, but some of the people that hang out there are just as likely to hand you over to a creep as they are to help you fend them off. But I guess that's pretty true of anywhere out here, though. There's Garden Town, which is still just rumors and myths. I mean, come on. A source of flourishing greenery with new plants and new fauna growing out in heavily irradiated soil. I mean, I'd love to see it, but if anyone's found it, they haven't reported as much. And as I'm speaking to your ears right now, we're making tracks towards a rumored settlement called Burblack. Supposedly it's run by someone only known as Mama Coog, who is apparently a huge badass. So if this place is out there, I'm not exactly expecting a warm welcome. We are hoping on getting our mapping equipment up and running. We're kind of running off some old shitty GPS. And when we do, we're going to try and find a way to transmit coordinates of any of these places that we might find. This close to the GAT, it's not exactly the safest to transmit stuff like that, since any number of creeps, raiders, or corporate hired mercs could be listening. As for CJ and I, we're still mobile, but struggling a little bit. Had a bout with some creeps not too far out from the Animated Broom. I don't suspect anyone there of informing them, but like I said, it does attract all types. Even Praxis admitted that he can't really pick a side if he wants to keep open and keep from getting everyone shot up. Sadly, that is true of a lot of places and a lot of outposts out in the wastes. You can trust them all to a point, but ultimately, if it comes down to you and yours being at the business end of a weapon, or the wastelander that sold some ammo to you, you're going to point the gun their way. Well, we're hoping to make it as far as the garage by nightfall, but the map we're going off of is outdated by at least a few months, at best. For all we know, Gabriel, the man in charge there, is long gone by now. Don't worry, I don't mean he's dead. He is one tough son of a bitch. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he had to bail. We met him out in the wastes a while back, a fellow wanderer on a bike with a lot of know-how on vehicles and engines. Hell, he helped us get this RV up and running so that we could stay on the move without having to fuel as often. I heard he picked someone up a few years back. A young girl who was left to die after some brutal corporate scumbags got to her. He helped her, nursed her back to health, and from the sounds of it, may have taught her how to really survive out here. If that's true, I hope I can get the story out of old Gabe. I mean, it's a story we've all heard. Innocent people trying to make their way in a desolate wasteland, running into some corporate enforcer, or a corporate jerkwad, raiders, or ferals, and ending up dead and dusted, or at least wishing they were. But like I said in that first broadcast, it's really not doom and gloom out here all the time. Sometimes you find yourself in the company of people like Gabe who have your back, will ride alongside you, and will go out guns blazing into the rubble. And you gotta remember, the raiders, the mercs, the ferals, they're all still human at the end of the day. At least as far as I know. They do go down just as hard as you would. So, if it seems like you're gonna lose the fight, take as many of those bastards with you as you can. So, listeners, since there are some of you out there, I'm gonna wrap this up. Conserve bandwidth and battery, and I should probably man the gunner seat up with CJ just in case we've got a tail. Hopefully the next broadcast, if there is one, we'll have a little more information and I won't need to rush away and keep fighting. But you should all keep fighting out there. For now, this is Grimm Grinner, signing off.